Assalamu alaikum, my dear students. So again, let's continue the forms or the structures of the present perfect tense. So we started talking about the affirmative form. So we said we use the auxiliary verbs or helping verbs to have, which are have and has. We use have with the plural subjects, has with the singular subjects. We also use have with the first pronoun I and the second pronoun you, and don't ask why, because it is a grammatical fact in English. So first we have subject, and we said before that the subject could be a noun or a pronoun. So instead of saying Ahmed, we can say he. After that, we use verb to have. So depending on the subject, we said, and then verb 3 or the past participle. Okay? After that, the complement of the sentence. Let's take an example. I have worked here since 2019. Now notice this is an unfinished action because I'm still working here up to date. Okay, so again, I is the subject, have is the verb to have, طبعا based on the subject, because the subject is the first pronoun I, so we must use have. Yani using have here is a must. We can't say I has, you has. No, it is unacceptable in English. So worked is the past participle of the verb work or the verb 3 of the verb work. Here, since 2019 is the complement of the sentence, and since here is an adverb or a key word. Okay? Now, let's talk about the negative sentences and how can we negate a sentence using this tense. Okay, negative. Okay, so subject plus have or has, also based on the subject. And what do we use to negate a sentence in general? Yani in English, yes, we use not in each tense to negate sentences. So, not. After that, verb 3 or past participle, they are the same, the complement of the sentence. So, Ahmed has not. Okay, I'm sorry, I messed up here. Let's erase. Okay, instead of has, we have to say hasn't or has not, as you wish. Hasn't finished his work yet. Yet clarifies or determine an unfinished action. Okay? So again, okay, we have talked about the affirmative sentence. Now let's revise the negative sentence. So subject have or has, regarding to or regards to the subject. After that, not, past participle, and the complement of the sentence. Ahmed hasn't finished his work, and hasn't is a contraction for has not. Okay? The last form is the interrogative. The interrogative form, okay, or as you all recognize it or know it, is the question form. Now, instead of adding the subject as in the beginning or at the beginning of a sentence, we add the auxiliary verbs. So we flip between the subject and the auxiliary verb, and it is, let's say, something common in all the tenses in English. So have or has, of course, based on the following subject, okay? Subject plus verb 3 or past participle, and always don't forget the question mark. So, have you started your, let's say, have you started your school yet? We also use yet to ask questions, okay? So again, have or has plus the subject. After that comes the past participle. Now, let's talk about the differences, or how can we differentiate between for and since, okay? So, we use for with a period of time from start to end, which means that there is a specific time, and this specific time comes to an end, okay? It doesn't continue, let's say, to, or it doesn't continue to the present or up to date, okay? For example, for 20 minutes, for 3 days. Let's take this example. I've worked here for 3 years, which means I've stopped working here because the period or the duration has come to an end or has finished. For 6 months, for 4 years, for a long time, and forever. Now notice, these are all a finished actions or events, okay? While since is a point up to now or up to the present or up to date. For example, I've worked here since 2019 and I'm still working. So my work is, my work continues up to now or to the present. So we use it with days, hours, months, and dates. And since is always used with past tenses only, while for is used with all tenses, okay? Now, let's mention the key words in this grammar. So, key words. We can use yet. Any questions? Okay. We can use already when we want to talk about something already happened, or let's say something previously happened, okay? Ever, we use it with experiences and the questions. When we say, have you ever visited London? Never, we use it in negative sentences instead of adding not. Yani I can use, I have never traveled, or she hasn't traveled in her life, okay? What else do we have? Since and for, and we have mentioned the differences between them. Thank you for listening.